Hey everybody, I'm Courtney Herda, CEO of Smarter Searches, and this is our video blog of the week. This week we're talking about website domains. We all know what a website domain is, but let's take a moment and really look at that word, domain. The word domain has two common definitions. 1, a specified sphere of activity or knowledge. 2, an area of territory owned or controlled by a ruler or government. A website domain is both of these. It is a specified sphere of activity which is owned internet territory, controlled by you, the ruler. Owning a website domain allows you to carve out your own little piece of the internet that you have complete control over. This feels good. It's good to be the queen. The problem is, when people start to assume power, like most dictators, they can get a little greedy. Like Napoleon Bonaparte leading his Grande Armée into Russia before he solidified his rule over Europe, people start to bite off more than they can chew. They try to conquer multiple domains, seeking more control over the internet.
I am trying to expanding my empire.
Be careful. The last thing you want is to have a winning strategy only to make grave errors that will leave you with your tail tucked between your legs at Waterloo and forced into exile. Your domain is part of who you are and what defines you as a company. It's literally a part of your branding. After all, your domain shows up on your business cards, your promotional products, your calls to action, and your print marketing. Choosing a website domain seems to be a simple concept, and yet we get questions about domains nearly every single day. So what do you need to know about choosing a domain, especially when it comes to SEO? This week, we have compiled some rules of thumb on internet domains and separated these helpful hints into 3 main categories. 1, domain selection, 2, domain ownership, and 3, domain value. First up, domain selection. When selecting a domain name, you want to focus on spelling and memory simplicity. Using your business name is typically a good idea, but long, cumbersome names that are hard to spell can be challenging. You want your domain to be memorable and shareable at all times. You also need to check to make sure it doesn't spell something awful when smushed together. I present the example of Kids Exchange. Seems like a memorable and innocent name, but when spelled out, you get kidsexchange.com. Not exactly what a children's consignment boutique was going for. Stick with shorter, easy-to-remember lengths. Also, when choosing a domain name, don't forget to make it keyword-rich. Ideally, you want your domain to include your best keywords. For example, if your financial advising practice is called The Smith Group, you could choose thesmithgroup.com or smithfinancialadvisors.com. The latter would give you better keyword relevance, though you could go either way depending on your branding. But be careful. A year or two ago, the big G, Google, had an algorithmic update called the EMD penalty. In it, they began to penalize sites with exact match domains. Here's an example. Imagine that instead of smartersearches.com, we were bestseocompany.ever.com. That's a pretty spammy sounding domain. Google wouldn't like it. Spend your time and money making your site so amazing that no one else will be able to compete with you. Category 2, domain ownership. You do not need to, and in fact should not, buy all the variations of your name with the .net, .biz, and .info, even if they're cheap. Remember Napoleon? You don't want to bite off more than you can chew. It is a best practice to only have one domain and focus on optimizing it with amazing content. We would rather create one site with remarkable digital experiences rather than duplicating content and creating bad SEO mojo. There are a few minor exceptions to this rule where having an additional domain is okay. If you have different sites for different countries or different languages, or if you have more than one distinctive part of your business, say a real estate company with separate commercial and residential arms. And third, domain value. What if you finally decided on the perfect domain for your company, and when you look it up, you realize it's for sale at the bargain price of $4,000? But if you choose a different variation, the price could be $15 or less. In this case, you have to decide if it's worth the added expense. Will the perfect domain be worth $4,000 or more in additional revenue? If that's the best allocation of money for your business, then by all means pursue the perfect domain. If the answer is no, then hold your horses and choose a different domain. Still confused about your domain options? Contact Smarter Searches for a consultation. We've saved customers thousands of dollars a year and increased their traffic substantially by simplifying their domain profile. Let us know if we can help you do the same. Thank you for joining us for our weekly Smarter Searches video blog. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for updates. And as always, we invite you to share your thoughts and comments on social media or follow us on our blog at smartersearches.com/blog. Thank you. For now, thanks for watching, and think smarter.